Donna J. Donna presents Ask Donna, a weekly podcast on a plethora of topics and tips. Donna's podcast is split into 4 distinct sub-podcasts. The first week of the month is where Donna hosts her Ask the Bloggers podcast on such topics as overcoming bullies and bullying, tips on entrepreneurship, and protecting oneself from scams and scammers. The second week of the month is where Donna hosts her Ask the Coach podcast. A bit of this, a bit of that from her monthly Did You Know diary. The third week of the month is where Donna hosts her Ask the Homemaker podcast. Tips on everyday hints to help you take advantage of natural remedies and solutions. And the fourth week of the month is where Donna's podcast is all about a product review and a book review. Sit back and enjoy.
Hey, it's Donna Jodhan, your host for the Ask Donna podcast for March 2024. My goodness, I cannot believe that we are into the month of March. Yeah, it's been a very funny winter, I would say. A winter where God knows what we were meant to expect each different day. One day it was nice and mild, and the next day it was windy and cold and blustery. And as I am recording this podcast today, it is very windy because I can hear the winds outside of my windows, and they're really battering my windows. I just hope and pray that they don't come in and get to me. All right, welcome to the month of March, everybody. And I'd like to thank all of you for continuing to listen to me, to come in, listen, and to express your thoughts, your questions, your responses, your feedback, and your comments. I really, really appreciate it. And I encourage you to keep writing to me at askdonnaonblindlife at gmail.com. Again, askdonnaonblindlife at gmail.com. And I'll spell that for you. askdonnaonblindlife at gmail.com. I want to thank my so-called little brother, Michael Cicello in Montreal, for continuing to produce my shows for me and giving me his support all the way. Thank you, Mike. Hi to Heather, and hope everybody's doing well. So, for the first week of March, here we go. But let me tell you what you can expect for the month of March. For the first week, I will be in the role of Ask the Blogger. Okay? Ask the Blogger. Week 2, I will be coming into you as the coach. So you ask the coach, which is me. Okay? Week 3, it's Ask the Homemaker, where I provide you with a lot of tips about your home, how to better manage your home, and how to deal with daily challenges in your home. Let me just step back to week 2, Ask the Coach. This feature, I bring you tips from my diary, a bit of this and a bit of that from Donna's Did You Know diary. Okay? And week 4, it's all about asking the reviewer and the writer. And the reviewer is going to answer you or give you some tips on a product that I presently use. The book review is on a book that I have read over the years. And as the writer, I've chosen different articles to share with you that people have come to me asking to provide them with some tips on various things, how to set up your catering service, how to set up your consulting service, different things like that. Okay, So let's start with this week, first week of March. All right, let's go. And I'm going to start with questions from listeners that we received from last month to this month. And here's the first question that I chose. Last month we talked about the fact that in the bullying section, we talked about when someone is picked on for their size or their race, okay, or disability. And the listener wanted to know, how prevalent is this? How, I wouldn't say popular, no way. How common is this? And I would say yes, it is very common. For some reason, bullies love to pick on people who are different, in the sense that, they come from a different race, they have a disability, or for their size. And yes, it is very, very common. Cyberbullying is one of the ways that these bullies use to attack persons of a different race, of a different size, anyone with a disability. So don't hesitate to report these incidents to those in authority. It's a very serious problem, and it is a very serious problem online with cyberbullying. And persons with disabilities are most vulnerable. Next question. You have been left in someone's will, and the listener would like to know, should they take this seriously? And the answer to that, what can one do? Simply ignore it. If you don't know, if you don't know the sender, B, you don't know who they are referring to that you have been left in their will, please ignore it. Just delete the email. And you know what? No one is going to contact you via email like this. Not an unknown sender. Okay, all they're looking for is for you to provide them with your email details and your banking details. And you know what happens next? You get attacked. You get, I wouldn't say thwarted, but you get attacked, right? And then they infiltrate your system. Your banking details are hacked and your computer system is hacked. So just ignore it, okay? All right, those are the two questions that we chose for this week. And let's go on to bullying and bullies. When someone is picked on for their looks or what they're wearing, and trust me when I tell you that bullies love to pick on people for their looks. If they think someone looks a bit different, like they're wearing a makeup that is a little bit different, they're wearing a shirt that is a little bit different, they're wearing a hat that is a little bit different, okay, they are picked upon, okay? Or for what they're wearing, all right? They're picked upon. It is called bullying because someone does not like the looks of what you are and who you are and what you're wearing. It is bullying, of course, because they do not like what you're wearing. This is called harassment. And harassment can quickly lead into bullying, and bullying leads into other bad things. So again, please take note of this, okay? Bullies attack you because of how you look and what you're wearing, okay? Next section I have is the entrepreneurial tips. And my question for this week, or my tip for this week, is what makes entrepreneurial too large? Entrepreneurship can be too large when there comes a time that you have overextended your entrepreneurship. Okay? That's when it becomes too large. And how you know it becomes too large is when you start to not necessarily ignore, but you start to forget about tasks that you need to do. Important daily tasks. Tasks that are needed for you to keep running your entrepreneurship. This means you have overextended your entrepreneurship. And why would you have done that? Because probably you've not planned ahead, or you've underestimated what is needed, or you've not managed your time. Okay? This is when entrepreneurship becomes overextended. All right then. Let's go to our next section, which is tips on scammers and scams. This is a typical one for those of you who have done work for others or you have your own business. You have been invoiced. And the best thing I can say to you with regard to this is that if you have not done work that you know of for anyone and someone invoices you for something, hey, ignore it. Don't touch it. No, you have phishing scams out there of people sending you invoices saying, you know what, I'm invoicing you for work that you did, but you never did this work. You know nothing about this work. You get an email with an attachment. What the attachment probably is that if you make the mistake to open that attachment contains code that would quickly spread through your system. And the next thing you know, you've been hacked. So don't open any attachment, let alone don't open any email that says that you have been invoiced, because my goodness, terror will break loose, a storm will develop, and sooner than later, you will find yourself being scammed. Okay? So if you did not purchase something or request something, ignore that email. And more so if it is from an obscure sender that you don't realize. Do not respond. Delete it. Okay? All right. Here are my thoughts for today to end the first week of my podcast, Ask Donna, for March 2024. Okay. My thoughts for today again concern scammers sending you emails, obscure emails for you to retrieve packages. And again, if you do not know, if you know that you have not ordered anything, or that you're not you're not expecting a package, hey, easiest thing, ignore it. That's what you do. All right. If you'd like to learn more about my advocacy efforts, please go to www.sterlingcreations.ca and visit the blog page. That's www.sterlingcreations.ca/blog. And Sterling Creations is spelled SterlingCreations. Okay? All right. And send me an email. Express your thoughts to me, your feedback, your questions, your comments, anything. Okay? Send it to me at askdonnaonblindlife@gmail.com. All right? That's it for this week, folks. First week of March, the Ask Donna show podcast. Okay? Thank you very much. Have a good rest of the day. Have a good rest of the week. And we'll talk to you next week. Bye for now.
That's it for this week. Donna hopes that you enjoyed her podcast today. She thanks you for having taken the time to tune in and looks forward to being with you next week. Send your thoughts and feedback to Donna at askdonnaonblindlife@gmail.com.